Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Harley Pasternak. Anybody ever heard of him? This guy is a trainer to the stars. He's trained people like Kanye West, Britney Murphy, Aaron Carter. The list goes on and on and on. A couple of his clients, Aaron Carter and Britney Murphy, ended up dead. There is speculation that something nefarious happened to cause their death, and some people are pointing the finger at Harley Pasternak. Kanye West said he distanced himself from the guy when he found out he was part of this MK program, whatever that is. Said the guy's out of Canada and he's involved in some type of MK Ultra program. Regarding Britney Spears, there's widespread speculation that someone gave Britney a drug cocktail that caused her to have a mental disorder. And I believe it, fam, because Britney Spears seemed to be just a regular old girl. And then out of nowhere, boom, she just started having these mental episodes. I can relate to that because my cousin experienced something like that. Somebody hit her with something, gave her some type of drink while she was out, and she was never the same, fam. I'm talking about, I think she was maybe 22, 23 when it happened, and she was 30. She had a stroke and died from complications, because once she had the mental disorder, she was put into a, what do you call those, mental hospitals. And she was put on medication. And I do believe that additional medication probably exacerbated the situation. But yeah, it messed her up, fam. I mean, messed her all the way up. She was never the same. Well, actually, sometimes, I would get on the phone and talk to her, and she was like, hey, she used to call me Cousin Willie. Hey, Cousin Willie, and we, have a little small talk, and she could remember stuff like that, but you knew something was off. Yeah, man. Started running out of the house, butt naked, running down the street, and all kinds of crazy stuff. And up until that point, she was just pretty much a normal girl. So there are people out there that are hitting people with these drug cocktails. So y'all got to be very careful out there. Practice not taking your eye off your drink. Practice that. Don't trust nobody. Especially you women, y'all got to be very, very careful because you guys are the number one targets. But fellas, don't think that it can't happen to you too, because, depending on what kind of bread you're working with, they'll get you too. I don't care how big and strong you might be. They'll hit you with one of those cocktails, and then, you wouldn't have the strength of a baby. It happens all the time. Keep your eye, if you're going to drink in public, keep your eye on your drink. Once you take your eye off your drink, that means you're done. Do not return to that drink. And I've seen women who just met a woman in the club, just met her, and start trusting her just like that to watch her drink. She'll go to the restroom and or go hit the dance floor and allow some chick she just met to watch her drink for her. Did you know that women are some of the biggest criminals in the sex trafficking, human trafficking game? Yeah. They are some of the biggest in the industry. And it makes sense because in our society, for the most part, we're told to not trust men, but trust women, especially if a woman seems to be pleasant, kind, has that friendly disposition. We're taught to trust. That's why when criminals want to gain access to your house, oftentimes they'll send a woman to knock on the door, ring the bell. Yeah. That's why when they want to jack you on the road, oftentimes you'll have a woman standing outside of a car looking like she's a damsel in distress. Next thing you know, you stop and boom, some dude come out of nowhere. Life over. Where at the very least, you have a life-changing experience. But getting back to Kanye, I kind of believe what he's saying. I kind of believe what may have happened to Britney. It makes sense. I'm talking about Britney Spears. And yeah, it makes sense. It also makes sense that if they were doing any type of drugs, that those drugs could have been laced. You dig? This is why, fam, you just got to be very, very careful. And I would say move in a way where trust nobody. Because here's the deal. Let's say you like to smoke weed. You trust your partner. You trust that your partner ain't gonna lace your weed. But do you trust that your partner is sharp enough to make sure somebody else didn't lace the weed? What I want to know is, how does this trainer continue to get access to A-list celebrities? I mean, the biggest of the biggest celebrities he have access to, and it's plenty of information out there where people are calling this guy out and exposing him. Yet, he's still moving around, picking up clients, and as far as I know, he hasn't spent a day in jail. People have actually died, who was associated with him. Where is the federal investigation? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.